Hey everyone, and welcome back. In this episode, we're going to have the week 3 results of my 90-day warrior diet challenge. So first off, I want to apologize. I'm a couple days late on the actual 3 weeks. It has been such a whirlwind. If you didn't watch last week, I kind of explained how this week was going to go. And so I actually spent the whole last week in Chicago for work training. And I talked about a couple of the reasons why it was making me nervous because normally on work trips, it's a lot of catered food and a lot of free drinks. And to my surprise, everything I feared kind of came alive. So I have a couple disappointing things I want to report and a couple encouraging things. So stick around, we'll get our way in, and then we'll kind of continue with what I learned over the last week. All right, week 3. $187 or $178 on the dot. So as you just saw, I did gain a couple pounds over the last week. I'm really not concerned a lot because, like I've kind of been preaching the whole time, the scale really doesn't tell the lie. I still see my body changing. I'm getting in a lot of really good workouts and I'm getting a lot stronger. So I'm actually still overall encouraged, but we can start with some of the discouraging things from the last week. Mainly, the discouraging thing was that I drank a lot of alcohol. And so I kind of knew this was going to be a thing going in. I had a lot of old friends that were at the meeting as well. And so when you're out in St. Charles, Illinois, it wasn't really Chicago, it was St. Charles. There really wasn't much else to do. So after the trainings were over, kind of the only thing to do was to drink and catch up with old friends. So I probably drank too much, and with drinking obviously comes, eating things I probably shouldn't, and just an overall tiredness to the week that waking up hungover a couple of days in a row kind of gets down on you. So that was definitely a discouraging thing. I did try to eat as healthy as possible. There was a lot of free food. It was kind of buffet style the entire week. I definitely tried, and I made sure that the food I did pick was high in proteins. I didn't try to eat a lot of nasty food, just a lot of meats, a lot of vegetables. Definitely missed a few meals here and there, but overall I think I did a pretty good job monitoring the food, kind of given my situation. The main problem was I didn't stick to the warrior diet almost at all. Waking up hungover, it's really hard not to eat, especially when we were going really hard training for about 12 hours a day. And every morning at 8 a.m., we actually had presentations to give to a board. And so obviously, I ate before that meeting. I wanted to eat and drink some coffee just to kind of feel normal and try to not feel the night before as much. So as far as the intermittent fasting side of things go, that was kind of out the window. And so that's unfortunate. But, it's kind of some of the good and the bad. Overall, I still don't think it killed this 90-day challenge. I think overall it was kind of just a stagnant week, and now we can kind of pick it back up. So a couple of the positives that came from the week is they actually had a gym in the place that I was staying at. And so I was able to get in a couple really good workouts, which made me feel good because I kind of kept my training rhythm alive. And lastly, it really dawned on me why I think I mostly fail at dieting a lot. After, 5 days of training, I got back to my hometown after, a long day of meetings and flights. And I realized, most of the times that I give up is just when I'm super tired. I'm super motivated in the beginning, but it just takes, one thing to get me that tired to where I'll just break. And then when I break, it's kind of this mental thing that you think, dang, I just broke this. I might as well just keep going, because it's for nothing at this point. And I realized that in the moment, and when it happened, I got home and I was starving, and I just started kind of eating everything that I had left over in sight, and then I kind of just stopped myself, and I realized, this is why this doesn't work normally. And so that was a really cool realization, because I think a lot of people do this. You work really hard, but it only takes one time, or working late one time to kind of break it, and then it's just a mental thing where you think you kind of failed, and then you just give up, and then you just kind of give in to eating or what your body desires or whatever it has. But I don't know, it was a cool realization, because after that I kind of snapped right back into it, and I'm in a really good mindset. And so coming out of the week, even though it wasn't the best week for this journey, I'm coming out of it with like a super strong mindset, and it kind of reset me back to the beginning, where I feel like I kind of am overdue some work. And so hopefully it kind of inspires me. I feel like it already has somewhat. And one thing I'm going to do this week actually is to make a big vat of bone broth. Bone broth is awesome. I love drinking it. A lot of times when I make these big vats of bone broth and I have it for a bunch of meals, I find that I do lose a lot of weight. But more so, it kind of just makes my brain work really good. I don't know really how to explain it, but it just makes me feel really good. So I actually recorded myself making the bone broth. I make it in an Instant Pot, and it's really easy, it's really simple, it's really delicious, and it's really good for you. So I'm going to put a video out on that as well, probably later on this week. So with that, we're going to wrap it up. This has been week 3 on the 90-day Warrior Diet Challenge. I hope to have, more results here coming up, but I'm really pumped. I'm in a really good mind state, and I think we're going to keep killing it. So, keep pushing, invest in yourself, and I'll see you next week.